Hello, my dear Libra. Welcome to your March general reading. I have to start by apologizing. I went through a little bit of a sinus cold, so I may have just a little bit of a stuffiness or a sore throat. There's a little bit more need for the clearing of the throat. So bear with me on that, but I hope that you all are enjoying this springtime energy, this burst of sort of this new activation that we're feeling. We're going to go ahead and just clear the energy space. Just take a few breaths here. Use this time to get nice and comfortable. Really feel into your body. Just release anything that's been going on throughout your world, your life, the last week, month, year, and also just releasing expectations as well for the reading itself. It's okay to set intentions for the reading, but just know that what's coming through for you today is going to be what you need to hear and come from a place of your highest good. So we had some white sage there. This here is the Palo Santo. And again, just taking a minute here to grab your water, your tea, get nice and comfortable, what have you. And we'll dive in here to the positions that we'll be going through for your reading. This here is your center, which is the basis for the reading or the energy around the reading. We have your past here, your mindset, messages from the spirit realm, your forward action or future outcome there. And then we have the Lenormand, which is read just like a sentence from left to right that gives us a deeper understanding of the storyline. This smoke wants to be right in front of the camera. It's still going, very fun. So some of you may be doing a little bit of that energy clearing. We also have in the center here is clarity. So you're looking to connect to your higher sources, or you're looking to get sort of that bird's eye view, getting out of your current state of vision in order to expand and see sort of that bigger picture. And I love the cloaked figures here, and they have amethyst. So this is focusing on you, focusing on yourself. And if you're going to be looking for outside sources to give you insight or perspective, allow it to be in a spiritual sense. I'm feeling that for you. In the past, we have a victory. Very good. So you've been doing everything correct. You've been celebrating yourself, or something just recently happened that should be revered as a victory. In your mindset here, we have intentions. Very cool. We kind of went over that in the beginning as we cleared the table. The difference between expectations and intentions, we will come back to that. But this is indifferent to manifestation and setting your intentions forward to the spirit realms. Give me just one moment, you all. Okay, so I would say that this position here is asking of you to be very clear on what it is that you are manifesting, and to ensure that you're not driven strictly by the victory alone, if that makes sense. I definitely feel for some of you that there's a need to kind of go back to basics, go back to the beginning, to get sort of this bird's eye view and doing this little deep dive. So if you're in business, going back to that core mission, the big why, what drives you, what is helping you to make this decision or to go in that direction. Okay, and messages from the spirit realm is expression. Okay, there was another sign that got this same card in the same position. I think it was Gemini or Capricorn. Either way, so if that's like a sun, moon, or rising sign, you may want to check that out. Okay, so the universe is asking of you to radiate outwardly what it is that you are here to do, sort of this big picture. It's time to share about it. It's time to talk and open up freely to not only the people around you, but also to your spirit team. I'm definitely feeling called to mention that many of you are going to be meeting some spirit guides, or even just people like professors or father figures, people who are a couple of steps ahead, whether it be, an uncle who's been in the industry for a long time, or a business coach that has already performed the trial and error, because it's very important for you to win. And we need to be careful of that energy because this can very much be connected to ego. So there might be some release work to do around that, but that's definitely okay. It does seem to me that your intentions are pure and they come from the heart. They come from a very deep place. So I think reawakening that deep space, that big why, that reason why you're here, that spark will really help you. Okay, and now we have the talking stick. So another repeat message here, talking about really speaking your truth. This is like a declaration. This is saying, there's no way that I'm not going to do this thing, because, and you don't have to have a because, that's just all there is to it. This is what I'm going to do with my lifetime, with the time I have here, with my moments. And it's okay for me to do what I want to do. There needs to be no explanation. And if there is an explanation, it's because I want to, and that needs to be okay. So really prioritizing yourself here, because it brings you all the way to victory. We have sort of these, the fist in the air 2 times. So again, that declaration, just saying, this is what I'm meant for. This is why I'm here. And so everyone get out of my way. And again, watch the ego when you're coming to terms with that. But there's empowerment here. There's a drive and a stamina to your energy now that just says, this is what I'm made for. This is my intention for my lifetime. And there's just no way that I can fail. Okay, we have fast moving energy here. Another indicator that you're going for it. We have the birds, which is communication, speaking, expressing. Okay, so 3rd time we heard that. The fox is the left brain. Sometimes can be cunning energy, but I like to think of it as strategy. And then we have the polar bear reversed, and this is about a protective energy, a powerful energy. This is about sort of that energy of a mother's love. It's like the greatest power, the greatest protection that anything could have. And then imagine the size and the vast, amount of strength and stamina that a polar bear would have, and then give it that love, give it that big why, whatever it is your baby is for you. It doesn't have to be motherhood or maternal, though some of you may be mothers. But the message that I'm getting from that is these 2 energies working together is very much divine masculine, divine feminine. You want to go back to the original idea. It's regardless of whether or not this is a business or what it is that you're manifesting, whatever your manifestation goal is, just go back to the beginning and really broaden your view as to why you're here, and then begin to talk about it. That's very important. And that is also an indicator here that you're looking to get more strategic on how you perform, and you've been given this powerful, maybe, whatever the intention is. Again, it is whatever you are manifesting, but if there's a powerful love that is attached to it, and it makes the connection that you have with your goal so beautiful. Okay, we have the ship here again. Another one of the signs had these 2 cards in the exact same places. And I want to say that one was Aries or Cancer. Okay, and then we have intuition with this North Star. This is about following your North Star. So I know there are some here that are reversed. I very rarely do reversal meanings, but with the Lenormand, it is pertinent. And throughout the reading, you'll see me flip them once we've gone over the energy. But fast moving energy, sharing outwardly with your community, and being strategic are all going very well. But then we have the only upside down meaning here is this power, this love connection, and the intuitive piece. Okay, so the polar bear and the star are reversed. So there's something to do with the viewpoint that you're at right now. The perspective that you're in feels a little stagnant, or it feels like it's not moving quickly, but here it is. This is moving quite well. You have a driving force, Libra. You all are a force to be reckoned with right now with this goal. It's just a matter of honing in on that vision, giving yourself the vision again. And I'm just seeing now this bottom of the deck here from the center card. Look at how similar this is with the space, the moon, the stars, the blue hues. This is like really tapping into your soul. And the key is awareness here. So she's walking in the dead of night and looking to go and consult with her spirit team and find her intuitive nudges that tell her where her passion lies. So this reminds me a lot of the Akashic Records, because we're seeing this meditative journey where the spirit guide team is going to kind of infuse you with this gorgeous energy. You have the stamina and you have a lot going for you, but at the bottom of the deck here, we have the mice, and the mice are about slow moving energy. So in some way, you're confusing yourself. You either feel as though you're moving slow, and yet you're moving quite quickly. You're doing everything right. You're expressing, but somehow either you're thinking that you're going too slow, or in reality, you're thinking yourself into oblivion, or acting before you have the intuitive nudge to do so. So, you know, in human design, we talk about waiting for the invitation or waiting to respond, and all of these themes that are in an aura reading, basically, is what human design is. And it's how the energy moves through your body, through your aura. And we have all these energy centers that we go through. And if you're going and going all the time without resting, then the energy is literally not flowing through your aura. It's getting stuck in different points. So it's time to look at things like that. I know I'm mentioning a lot of things to go and research, but Akashic Records for the journeying, the meditative journeying, getting back to that intuition, practicing your intuition, accessing the other realms, that's something that I teach. And then we have the human design, which is how the energy moves through your body and how you can utilize rest and rhythms and habits in order to really find your peak potential when it comes to your energy. And again, invoking this passion. If you have the energy to go on, then you're going to be able to get out of this little funk here where you're moving quickly, talking about it, getting strategic, moving quickly, and then there's this epic slowdown. Oh my goodness, at the bottom of the deck here, I just realized that records is here, and this is the stone. So the stones is about, yes, solid foundations and going to the bottom of things, which we talked about here as well. But more so than just having it be intuitive, the stones is about the records of what's already there. So this is definitely an indicator of the Akashic Records, the soul contracts that already exist from your past lives, from your the decisions that you've made in order to come here, and the life that you have chosen for yourself, those things that you are truly intending, the big reason behind your why, or that excuse me, that big goal. It's about going to the bottom of things. Pardon me if you can hear my dogs. They're outside, but there is also a porch, and we are right next to the door there. So, beautiful energy so far. Let's go ahead and dive deeper, and let's get into what is ready to be released right now, or the energy that has up until now been suppressed. is ready to sort of come out for you, dear. Okay, Libra, energy to be released. Okay. Wow. Witchy vibes. I'm so about it. I'm sorry. My clients almost always resonate somehow or another with being witches. And there's something so beautiful about it because there's this healing experience about having that awareness. Expressing yourself is huge. You're being asked to express yourself, and it says the magic you seek is inside of you. Let it flow. And this reminds me so much of all of the other intuitive cards that we just had together. The moon is high, you're doing these rituals, and I mean, you know, you can call it whatever it is that you will, and maybe you're not called to witchery, and I'm sorry if I go into tangents, but this just means cultivating your magic, manifesting the energy to go on, seeing things from that higher perspective, having that intuitive edge, being able to have this release work, know about the subconscious mind and the ego and all of these things in our psyche that is part of the human condition that we have been conditioned to understand as truth, when really in reality our guides are over here just screaming like, oh no, like I don't want them to think that there's a need for this hustle and this burnout and this cycle that we continue to get onto, which is I'm going nowhere fast. I'm climbing the ladder just to plummet, right? So we definitely want to avoid that. And the way to do that is to express yourself. So some of you may be feeling like, yeah, I totally understand these concepts that people in my experience might think are a little too woo-woo or out of the box or just crazy. But in my experience, having launched my business in 2017, taking it full time, doing this from home for the last several years, people really are not that much. They don't care as much as you think that they care. And a coach told me that a long time ago. She said, people just don't really care. And it really changed things for me because I was like, wow, you know, people don't have to care so much about what I'm doing. Again, we've seen this several times, which is to trust your own North Star and not be distracted or taken away from what you're doing in order to satisfy other people or other people's opinions. It seems to me that you have the storyline is just perfect. It really is. It's like you're here to take a victory. You have your intuition singing loud. Your intentions are clear. Your clarity is just crisp. And you need to express yourself and talk about your viewpoints. I mean, what a place to be. So at the bottom of the deck here, we have cultivating love. And this is about this blossoming, this emergence, right? And we're creating that passion, that love relationship with our goal and where we're headed and the world around us at large, this nature that we are all a part of. It really gets to be this beautiful thing. So you're pursuing that connection, which I find really, really lovely to tap into the energy of that. It's quite nice. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck here, before I even shuffle, is flow. So this need and want to have an intuitive knowledge that allows you to manifest energy, do those things, and reward yourself. Manifest energy, do the things, and reward yourself. I personally have this day planner, and I used to oversaturate my to-do list with all these different details, and then I just one day decided that my to-do list for the day is to wake up, work hard, rejuvenate, work hard. Rather than focusing on what the things are to do, which, you know, you're honing in quite tunnel visioned, it does seem. Rather than talking or thinking about the exact things to do, just trusting yourself to know what the next step is, trusting yourself to stay in that flow, and to know that it's going to work out in your favor. It seems that there's some belief work to do. So let's dive in here to the energy that is around your big goal and your cognitive energy right now. Abundance. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck here. Release and abundance. Very cool. So this is kind of a storyline here. We have release, let the things fall that are no longer serving you, which may be around this victory idea. And then when the leaves fall and the snow falls over the top and then spring comes and everything starts to get muddy and decompose really quickly, the sprouts are able to grasp that nutrients and really grow. And from that, we are now experiencing the overall flow of how nature works. It's like nature does not hurry, and yet everything is accomplished. So I really love how this sequence goes. I'm going to go ahead and just put those all together here. Make sure I leave plenty of room. And now at the bottom of the deck, what we have is simplicity, and just really tapping into that energy of just falling like a feather through the sky. It just, what if you didn't have to push and run and push all the time? What if your spirit guides were to show you another way where you're able to have leisure and you're able to express yourself freely based upon your true passion and what really ignites your soul, rather than hiding? I do feel like there's a little bit of a hiding energy, but it comes from, we'll see where it comes from. I don't want to make assumptions. Wow, so right before I shuffle here at the bottom of the deck, this is your spirit guide messages. It says, you have courage, you can endure, find your center and spiral into your power. Wow. So first of all, there's a spiral here already. So some of you may be wanting to look into some of those ancient concepts like the sacred spiral, which is what we're doing here. And that's the framework that I take all of my clients' work for life coaching and mindset coaching. So, it seems that some of you may be called to those things, but I feel like most of you are called to sort of offer those things or to ignite your ability around those things. So we have the polar bear here twice, which again is that indicator of that. Of course, it's courageous, it's brave, but it's also expressive, right? Polar bears don't care to make noise. Like, they're going to jump and holler, and they're a force to be reckoned with. And your entire reading explains that for you as well, where it's just this power is coming from you. At the bottom here, we say, remember the sources of love. Okay, so motherly energy here again. A loving action is all you need to begin the process. Reach out with a simple first step. Okay, so some of you may be having some maternal things going on, manifesting children or having children that are at home, whatever is happening. I won't go in too much to it because I don't want to get too personal on a general reading. So if that does feel like you, let me know. Check out the description for how to book a personal reading where we can dive into that a little bit more. For the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and just move into the energy of this being the passion that drives your soul. So even if it is a motherly situation that you're in, just put that energy when I say manifestation or big idea or big dream or big passion, whatever it is. So again, this is that passion that lives deep within your gut, deep within your heart center, like your G center is what we call it in human design, which is this where you generate your energy. And it's ready for a lightning strike in that intuitive space, which is found by going deep within you and trusting your spirit guides as well. And then you're going to remember this source of life, this life force that lives within us. And how to kind of awaken that, how to bring that forward is to take action, is what we're seeing here. So it's time to take action on your strengths. And it could just be that you have a wheelhouse of things that you understand that are your gifts to share with the world. There's something here for you to ignite and activate and understand deeply and then share. And I hope that makes sense. Okay, and if it does, and you're in business, reach out to me then too, because I'm also an online spiritual business coach and I help people to get clients online. So, interesting. I just saw the bottom of the deck here and it started out on love, and this one here is also love. Remember this source of love. So there could be romance here as well, some of you. But again, I'm going to go ahead and save that for the personal readings, just because there's so much going on with love readings most of the time, just the fact that there's another person's energy involved, and I'd rather it just be yours. Okay, now we have expression. Oh my goodness. We have 3 different cards here. Oh, wow. I lied, 4 different cards here that are about expression. So I really love the mask, how similar that is to the painted face. We're really drawn to the eyes there. So there's this jurisdiction that's coming from you, saying this is what I deserve, I'll have nothing less. Again, with the talking stick as well, this is literally a stick that would be passed around, and whoever held the stick was the one to speak. And if you didn't have this stick, you did not speak at all. So this is about allowing others to say their piece as well. But more than anything, I think that's what you've been doing. And I think what you need to do is hold that stick and be like, yes, this is where I am. This is what I'm talking about. So it's my turn. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom here. And it's thoughts. And I thought for some of you, you were being maybe a little stuck in the left brain, simply coming from this card here, the fox. And it's just this looking down energy or looking back, where the energy the universe wants you to be is, quite frankly, looking upwards to your higher sources, to the source of your flow, manifesting energy to have this dream, because it's very important to you. Your heart is in it, the passion is there. So let's see, what is the driving force here? What is the momentum? Rebirth. Okay. So, and this could be the universal lesson as well. If you're struggling to find the next step or understand what the next thing to do is, it's because you're meant to do this on your own. You're meant to be empowered through this experience. You're here to feel the overflow that the universe has to offer. And I really love this multitude here. There's like this generosity from the universe coming through. It's just saying you're in a constant flow of abundance. There's more than enough to go around. It will always be flowing. The river is not running dry. Okay, so just set your intentions and then know that they're on their way. It's time to have some radical trust. And home. Okay. So this brings me back to the polar bear energy here and here, which is about that protection, right? And this one is protection as well. So you're wanting to build a solid foundation for yourself. We have that here too with the stones. This is also about material things. This one here, It's the Pentacle suit, and the 10 is a completion. So you have all of the money that you need. You have manifested everything in your wheelhouse. You have what it takes to go forward. Both of these are very, very good cards. Having more than enough, and then coming to completion in terms of material things. But of course, this is perhaps what it is that you're manifesting. And it goes hand in hand with the victory as well. Having that 10, it's like, I have made it. You're looking to move forward to get to that plateau. And I think the universe is trying to tell you that you're not going to plateau. It isn't about a means to an end. It's about finding the love connection that lives within you, finding that passion and living truly from that passion every day, following your intuitive nudges and going for the gold regardless of other people's opinions, and empowering yourself through that process. Being right here, right now on this journey is the peak. Okay. But there's always a but. It's time to prioritize rest. We have this butterfly here. We have yellow butterfly wings up there in that quadrant there. So this transformation that's going on is to teach you when it's time to rest. If you look closely here on this image, not that you need to, but, you know, I know some people are driving or what have you, but he's not actually pierced by the arrows. He's just lying around the arrows. So he just got tired and thought, I don't want someone to bother me. So I'll just lie amongst these arrows and go through the process that I want to go through. So again, just that intuitive process of just saying, this is my time. And, you know, this is me a lot of the times here on this side is going in the middle of the night. So again, it's like, where can I go where no one is going to bother me? So I think there's a time and a place for that. A lot of you have communication going a little bit all the time. Expression, 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 talking it out, involving other people. So you may, as we've mentioned when we were talking of the Akashic Records, with these intuitive cards here with clarity and the awareness as well, it's important for this to be a spiritual experience for you. And at the bottom of the deck here, in two of the decks, I don't usually go this far into the bottom of the decks, but we have two other repeat cards here. And it came right after that idea of rest. And these are both death cards, which is fine. Not saying if you keep going that you're going to literally pass on, but it's more of those butterfly wings, you know. And in medieval times, people would come back from war and climb into their coffins. So probably this guy here, just being like, okay, I could have been eaten by the raven. I could have gone on to the next part of the journey, which is to become the raven, to eventually become dirt, to eventually become worms, and just continue the life cycle. Instead, I'm going to climb into this tomb so I know what it feels like to come out. I know what it feels like to wake up the next day. So here is you, and this is sort of your not self theme, if you will, which is another human design buzzword, I guess. Informational word, definition, there we go. Just simply stating that when you're not manifesting the energy, doing your piece and resting and coming back tomorrow and doing it again in a very stable way, in a very productive way that feels good, that makes you feel like you're alive and well and just living in the wilderness with the earth elements and you're just thriving. If you're not in that zone, then you'll be in this other theme, which could be indecisive, non-expressive, isolating, perhaps. And I see indecisive here. That's why I said indecisive. So basically, this person is holding two knives, and one of them is piercing his flesh, and he's chained up by this decision. He's feeling like he cannot move and get away from this craziness, but his chakras are very much ignited and awakened, and he's just waiting for this divine moment to come where he decides which one to choose, and then he'll be out of that suffering. Okay, so diving in now, this is going to be the aspects of self that are coming through for you. Oh wow, another choice card. Okay, many of you have a decision to make, and it's probably to remain stuck or to thrive. And I know that's hard to hear, because it's like, but I'm doing all the things, but I'm showing up in all the ways, and I'm doing everything I know how to do, and yet I'm still burning out. I'm still, you know, feeling this way. But again, this is an intuitive thing. This isn't something you can think your way out of. This is about feeling. This is about getting into your chakras, reading the human design or astrology or, you know, crystal grids or something like that, that's a little bit out of the box, but feels so much better to be the energy of it. Some of you may be being called to sound baths. There can also be physical detoxes. We have cacao ceremonies, ceremonies with the indigenous people in your area, or shamanic journey leaders, something like this. Again, Akashic records also. So I'll go ahead and put this one here. They're both there, but they mean the same thing. Okay, and the next space we want to be, okay, 3 cards. Okay, so the Maiden, which this card just makes me really happy. Okay, I'm going to reorganize these just intuitively. Okay, so the Maiden is a really fun card. She's out here in this forest. She's focused on the butterflies and the bunny rabbits and the flowers, and you know, she's got these short sleeves on. She has no shoes on her feet. She's just like in this enjoyment stage, and she's just sort of dilly-dallying. And so again, there's this whole energy of leisure coming through for you, and it's just, she's, you know, got all of the sorry, she has all of the boxes checked back at home, and she knows that everything is done. So her stepping away and taking this little walk in order to see the bunnies and all of the flowers and smell them is a beautiful thing for her to be able to do, and she's rewarding herself. This is her own personal victory. Once she celebrates that victory, she's able to rest, and at this time that she is resting, she is then manifesting more energy to come to her. As she is in this state of leisure and pleasure, those moments are breeding and creating and calling in more and more of this energy flow of complete and total abundance. And it's just, it's very much time that the spiritual entrepreneurs get to hold the wealth, and they get to make the decisions for the world at large. And so the next one here, from the Maiden, who's dilly-dallying, right? Which is wonderful. It's beautiful. She deserves it. The other energy is this preparedness energy. This is a 3 of Earth. This is a squirrel. And the squirrels are about gathering information, researching, getting certifications, understanding, you know, the box being checked, right? So from the leisure space, do that first. After the leisure, come back and don't get overwhelmed. If you can see here, he actually has blood on his hands that he's giving to the earth. So it could be, sure, that he's giving it as a gift, you know, to the earth for these things to grow. But more often than not, it's just going to attract predators. Anyway, so the hand being bloody, to me, is a state of overwork, or a state of being a little too dedicated to the craft, to the mindset part of it, and giving a piece of your soul to this thing that you're building, that you're preparing for, that you're gathering information for, that you're putting out there into the world, without that energy of stepping back and without doing this, you're really just keeping yourself here in that state of, I'm doing all the things, I'm overwhelmed because chaos is everywhere, I go, go, go all the time, but I'm never getting ahead. When really, from an outside standpoint, you're doing fantastic. You're doing everything right, except for being in the state of flow and allowing and giving yourself that divine right to say, I have the solid foundations. I have checked the things off the list. Here I am getting to walk away. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't it incredible, this life that I have? Right now you're in the state of gratitude. You're in the state of attracting. You're in this open channel type mindset, which is this here. So at the end of the day, this is who you get to be. This beautiful, intuitive high priestess or seer or sage, whatever you want to call someone who has mastered their craft. You're here to be the master. You're here to be the leader. And we have this owl here, which again is clarity, that 360-degree view, being able to see everything all at once rather than just sort of one thing. And most definitely not being stuck in this sort of hiding energy. I find this very interesting because we have the witch here and this intuition here. So this is who you're destined to be in a very good way. Like I said, the majority of the people that I work with resonate with this archetype, if you will. And it's really lovely. I actually shared something the other day just for fun that said, absolutely no one, blank space. And then it said witches. And it's this person laying in a field and it just says, I love dirt. Witches just love dirt. And having this ability to cultivate based upon the beautiful riches of the earth, you know, this is you, Libra. This is gorgeous energy right here. I mean, like, wow. Can we trade signs, right? I'd love to have this reading for me. As things flow and you release what's no longer serving you, it becomes compost for you to cultivate and for you to enjoy. As you're enjoying having the seeds planted and you walk away and you allow yourself to have this leisure, you are nothing short but in the state of abundance. And it's really quite beautiful. Oh, that's fine. Gotta get arranged here. Okay, gorgeous, gorgeous energy. I'm really loving this as a sequence, but I don't know if I have enough room to have it be so. Because we also had that 10 of stones, that home. So some of you, I mean, many of us have had lockdown situations going on where you are kind of stuck at home. But the beauty of that is things are going online and things are very remote, and there's no cap on the amount of information that you can find online. You can take an entire course online. You can become certified in all of these beautiful things. Not that you need certifications in order to enjoy the process itself, but it's just nice to have those options. Okay, what animals are coming through here for Libra? The dream time. I love this. So, yet another nod to this aspect here of needing to go on this spiritual journey, or to recognize that what you're on right now, where you are right now, what you're doing right now is the spiritual journey. It's being in the present moment and being aware of your higher sources coming through for you and channeling to you. It's understanding that your North Star, your passion that lives in your belly, that big reason that you get up in the morning is magical, and it's something to be revered, it's something to be respected, it's something to be nurtured. And up until now, you've been forgetting to nurture and to have this leisurely state. And so you're in a state of I'm going, going, going all the time. I'm expressing, expressing. Some of you may be content creators. With all of these expression, I've really been feeling drawn to that. Social media, sorry. Social media marketing, different things on design, perhaps, or some of you may be called to that because of all the expression here. So copywriters, graphic designers, interior designers, business operating people, going remote, it takes a lot of sharing. It takes a lot of vulnerability. It takes a lot of getting out there, but it takes a lot of an intuitive edge as well to see the design and to reach the right people and to manifest those people to come to you. And it's really a beautiful industry. If it's something that you're doing, then that's wonderful. If it's something that you want to do, then definitely reach out to me because I do the business coaching and I can help you set those things up to get that business going. Or if you have one already, I can help you to elevate it or take it to the next level. So here we have this awareness and the dream time, which is manifesting. The story of the lizard is about him manifesting a mouse to come and be right next to him so that the snake will eat him instead. So he has this ability to sort of cheat death, and they revered him as having psychic powers to know what's coming so that he can then get out of the way or just so happen to have something else come through right in the nick of time. So again, just being very connected to the higher sources, whether this be Akashic records, meditative journeying, even on YouTube, you can find a lot of resources or meditations to follow. I actually have a training video called How to Meditate and Actually See Stuff. So if you'd like to get info for that, then check out the description. It's really fun and it's helped a lot of people to be able to reach sort of that avenue where they can access their meditations and then bring that information back as well. So the other animal that's here to assist you right now is abundance. Well, it's the buffalo, and he stands for abundance. And this is really, really a beautiful card. It's got such a wonderful, wise energy about it. And we have wisdom through this sage here, this witchy energy, this manifestation energy that you are able to do what you set out to do. And you have two abundance cards, which says if you follow your intuition, you're going to be rewarded. Okay, I have one more. Okay, two more, because this is the bottom of the deck. This is the bat, which is about rebirth and emergence. And we talked a little bit about that all throughout the reading. I know I keep grabbing that card just because it's close to me. But we have the butterfly here. We had a butterfly here with the maiden. So there's this energy here of having this blossoming effect, either with expressing more, with going deeper intuitively, or reconciling something from the past that's ready to be released. And once we do that release work and we're like, this is no longer for me, it's okay for me to move on, then we have nothing but quick, beautiful, aligned, flowy energy. And the bat is just an indicator that you're going through that breakthrough, perhaps the glass ceiling, as we call it in the coaching world. And I hope that some of you are in the coaching world because I just love it so much. It's been my lifestyle for the last several years, and there's nothing else I'd rather be doing, you know? Okay, so at the bottom of the deck here, we have Metamorphosis. So again, emergence, being open to change, taking action, moving forward, outward, and then being wide open. Being wide open for multiple different streams of income, of inspiration, of understanding, of Again, like the certifications, or even just a passionate direction, right? Just being open for whatever that might be. And again, it kind of goes with that expression too. Like I'm wide open to give my story and the metamorphosis that I have been on. So again, this is something that can be done with all sorts of different avenues, but I will talk just a little bit more about Akashic Records because, as I mentioned, it is something that I teach, and I'm feeling it all over this reading. As some of you are diving into that heightened awareness of intuition. So it's a 6-week program, and we go through the introduction, and we have an info session for each and every week. And then you have the option to take this at your own pace, okay? And then we go through your spirit guide. We go through the book itself, which is, some people say it is a library where information of the world is stored. I like to think of it more as like a realm, which is the other realms, the spirit realm, and that is where we go to actually see or experience what it is you need to learn that day. So you can either go and read it in a book, or it's almost like you're reading a novel and it gets so good that you just sort of forget that there's pages in front of you, and you're like watching it in your dream state. That's how I like to teach it and how I like to experience it with my clients. So if you are interested in that, there's going to be all sorts of stuff in the description box to guide you through that whole process. But all in all, you are going to find a way, even if it's not that. You're going to find a way to really heighten your connection with your higher sources and give yourself the clarity that you need, so that as you're moving forward towards this goal, towards this North Star here, whatever it is, I know I keep gravitating towards business venture, but it could be something else, whatever you're manifesting. Just know everybody has release work to do. Everybody does. And the more you can release, even if it's just a mindset that says, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, I'm second guessing. I don't think so. Those things are mindset concepts to be released and to get out of your psyche, get out of your aura. And then also this idea that you're going to work in order to not fail, or in order to make it. This is a journey that is at its peak right now. And this is, it's just such a positive reading, is why I say that. It's just because as you're expressing yourself, you're singing your song to the world, you've got birds on the other side of the valley who are responding back to you. It's just this really beautiful conversation that's happening between you, your higher sources, and the physical world reacting to you. So again, with this ability to manifest and set intentions, there's just this need to get back to basics and to nurture yourself and give yourself time off. I've heard all the time that, people will say you'll work 10 times harder as an entrepreneur than you ever did in a 9-to-5. And I find that to be so true, because the passion is so different, and the need to strive is so different, because those numbers are attached to you and who you are as a person. So I know I keep going on entrepreneur tangents, but if you haven't already, you'll want to come and hang out with me in my Facebook group. We do a ton of different live trainings. I teach practical business tips on growing your business. I also am about the branding and having that be an intuitive experience, and we talk about mindset stuff and clearing. In there, we also do a lot of Akashic Records card readings. We just kind of discuss what everybody does as their craft. And I feel like there's a lot going on here behind the scenes that you guys are really awakening and emerging into the world, sort of this expression of what you do and how you do it. It's like the plan is all there, but it's all under a layer of dirt. You're still composting the broken leaves in order to cultivate those seeds. And then when you're putting the seeds in the ground, it's like you're hovering there, and there's a second guessing thing going on, and that comes from the fear of expression, perhaps, or the fear of not making it. So you're like at that point all the time, then like, okay, I'm here, I'm ready. wait, no, I'm not, I'm too tired, wait, no, I'm not, I'm going to go watch Netflix, or, you know, we all have those moments where we just don't trust ourselves. So going back to the basics of intuition and practicing that intuition for yourself is going to be the absolute best thing that you can do. So I hope this has been helpful for you, Libra. I'm sending you all so much love in this beautiful emerging springtime energy. Make sure to subscribe so you can be here next month. I've also got everything in the description box for all of the things that I mentioned, including human design readings, if that's been calling you. That came through a couple times too, and the Akashic records as well, if that's something that you would like to pursue. So I am sending you all so much love, and I will see you all next month. Bye.